What's up then guys, we're back with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be continuing on the weekly tips. We are currently doing round 10, so make sure to drop a like and a subscribe before we get in. Make sure to join my tipping comp if you haven't already, which is linked in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into the footy tips. So the first game is a Friday night at the Gabba between Brisbane and Richmond. Brisbane getting up by 11 points. Even though Richmond did get the win against GWS, I felt like that was incredibly lucky, some of the goals that we're getting. And even though it was a great gutsy performance from the Tigers, I feel like that Brisbane are probably career best form in the comp right now. They're probably their top form to go along with Melbourne. They're on like a 5 or 6 win streak after having a poor start to the season. They're all firing all cylinders, so she get the job done by 11 points. Next one is between the Blues and the Hawks at Marvel Stadium, and I have the Blues getting up by 7 points. I feel like that there's no way the Hawks don't put up a fight in this match after being absolutely disgraceful against the winless North Melbourne after being up by 32 points, and they have a pretty good record. I think there's like a crazy record. It's like 18-1 in the past 10 years or whatever, something like that. I heard something about it in the media. So right now the Hawks have a crazy win streak or a crazy kind of win-loss record towards the Blues, so I feel like that I'll put up a huge fight, but I feel like this when the Blues break their streak and Blues get up by 7 points. Well, I'm hoping, because I think that Blues, this is a must win to even have a pass mark during their season this year. Next up is Cats vs the Suns at GMHBA, and I have the Cats just blowing them out by about 75 points. It's the highest margin I've had all season for a team to lose by, and that's simply because the Suns looked absolutely horrendous against Brisbane. Almost got beaten by 100 then. I think they ended up going down by about 80 points to Brisbane Lions in the Q Clash. So they have a horrendous record at GMHBA, so I expect them to get done by 75 points. Next up is D's vs the Crows at Adelaide Oval, and I have the D's getting up by 25 points. I feel like Adelaide will put up a fight in this match, since it is Adelaide Oval. Tex is coming back, which is good signs for them, but I feel like D's too strong and they go to 10-0. Next up is Saints vs the Dogs, and I have Saints getting up by 17 points. Now this is a bit biased since I do pick the Saints every week, since I do go for them. Always backing the boys, but people are riding off the Saints in this game, and I just don't see where they're coming from. Saints have won 5 of the last 6 matches against the Bulldogs or something like that. So it's almost like one of the bogey teams of the Bulldogs that they can never really knock off the Saints. They've won the last 3 against the Dogs, including the elimination final, so it's an elimination final rematch. Saints kind of match up well. The midfield is where they could get smashed, but since no Stephen Martin or Tim English, Paddy Ryder will just be feeding it down Jack Steele and Brad Crouch's throat. And Saints actually play some decent football over the past three weeks. After that Port loss, they've looked like the 2020 Saints again. They've in that time, they did versus a few bottom sides that they did beat in the Suns and the Hawks, but then they realistically probably should have got the job done against Geelong, if you're thinking about it, and if it wasn't some accurate kicking. So I feel like they could have a really good chance to bring the physicality like they did in previous weeks, because the Dogs midfield is one of the midfields you don't really see. They like to get tackled. They try to almost play keepings off in the midfield with their handballs. So once they start to get pressured like they did in the second half of that, the Dogs Richmond game, where they end up being blown out at the end, that's what I feel that it could work against them. Next up is Swans vs Freo at Optus Stadium. I originally did a Freo down at the tip, so hopefully it does not do me wrong. But I feel like I looked at the Swans, and Andrew Brayshaw is currently out for Fremantle. So since I saw that, he's been probably their best midfielder all year. Since I saw that, I decided that I'll switch my tip. Swans are starting to get some of their stars back again. Performed really well last week against the pretty hopeless Pies, but I feel like the Swans should get the job done in a away victory and give Fremantle their second loss at Optus. I guess their first loss at Optus, because they did versus West Coast, which is pretty hard to do. But yeah, so I feel like the Swans will get up by 3 points. Next up is another 50-50 over Eagles defeating the Giants by 9 points. I feel like the Eagles should get the job done here. I probably trust them more, especially with Toby Green going down with an injury. He's kind of been their best player all year, the Giants. So they need to find something from somewhere, and they probably feel like they need to either bounce back or they feel defeated after that bad loss to Richmond after looking like they had the game under control pretty much the whole match. So I do have the Eagles getting up at Giants Stadium by 9 points. Next up, I have the Power defeating the Pies by 19 points at the MCG. I feel like you can give the Pies a little bit of a chance in this one since it is at the MCG. But apart from that, I feel like that, could be pretty comfortable win for the Power here. But I feel like you will see the Pies put up a bit of a fight. Next up is Dons versus the Roos. I do expect the Dons to get a 34-point victory over the Roos. So we're feeling a bit more confident after they, got a win after coming back from a pretty bad deficit in 32 points. But I feel like the Roos, will go back down to earth. And I really love the Dons' talent that they're showing this year. So I feel like that they'll get the job done by 34 points.